Manhunt is underway in Louisiana right now. One of 3 escaped inmates is still on the run after a breakout at the St. Landry Parish Jail. Police say that the 3 broke through a crumbling wall, then used bed sheets to lower themselves to the ground and get away last Wednesday. 2 have since been found. 24-year-old Jonathan Javon Joseph was captured on Friday. Meanwhile, police say a tip led them to Joseph Allen Harrington, who was facing multiple felony charges, including home invasion. Investigators say he took his own life inside of a home where he had been hiding.
This jail is 45 years old. We're overcrowded, and it needs a lot of maintenance.
Our jail is safe, it's sturdy. Engineers gave us a clean bill of health on it whenever they came and inspected last year.
This is the second major jailbreak in Louisiana this year, including a New Orleans escape in May when 10 inmates cut through a wall using hair trimmers. As of this morning, police are still looking for Keith Eli. Meanwhile, Democratic lawmakers are pushing for the full release of a video showing a second strike on an alleged drug trafficking boat in the Caribbean in September. This comes as lawmakers from both parties are seeking more information about Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's role in the strike, which critics say could be a war crime. President Trump said last week he has no problem with the video being released. But when Hegseth was asked on Saturday about when or if the video will be made public, the defense secretary was non-committal. Well, the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas will soon enter its next phase, but the terms of what comes next aren't exactly clear. Israel is pushing for the disarmament of Hamas, while Hamas is asking for a path to Palestinian statehood. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
The ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is nearly 2 months old, and supplies and food are finally getting into Gaza. But some people are just getting their first rations. This is the first aid box I've received in the last 5 to 6 months, said this refugee. We live amidst the rubble, not in houses or tents. As the delicate peace holds, both sides are focused on what comes next.
We are welcoming a UN force to be near the borders, supervising the ceasefire agreement.
Some Hamas leaders say in the next phase of the agreement they are ready to discuss freezing or storing weapons. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is calling for full disarmament and eventually the dismantling of Hamas itself.
There's a third phase, and that is to de-radicalize Gaza.
Hamas still must hand over the remains of one final hostage, a 24-year-old Israeli police officer. But once that's complete, it will mark a milestone in the first phase. The Prime Minister said he'll meet with President Trump soon to discuss next steps, including the role for a multinational security force. One hopeful sign of change: for the first time in 2 years in Bethlehem, Christmas celebrations were held in the place Christians believe Jesus was born.
Kids are so happy. For 2 years they didn't see anything like this.
A season of hope as two sides search for the next steps for peace. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, new this morning, a group displaying Nazi flags marched on the Arkansas state capitol on Saturday. Police say no one was hurt, but questions remain. About 20 people, identified as the Blood Tribe, marched on the state capitol before leaving in a U-Haul headed for Interstate 440. Authorities continue this morning to investigate the march, and 5 News will, of course, bring you updates as more information becomes available. Into the future of transportation. Starting today, residents can review and give feedback on the region's new Ford 2050 plan. The NWA Regional Planning Commission is inviting the public to a draft review of the Ford 2050 transportation plan. The plan outlines strategies for roads, transit, biking, and walking over the next 25 years. A public open house is happening today in Springdale from 4 to 7, and comments will be accepted online or by mail through January 12th.